Hi everybody, welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions News Weekend. The weekend edition, which takes a little bit of a light-hearted approach to stuff in the community and as well looks at some other stories that maybe we didn't have enough time for. Get your opinions from some of the stuff I request in the comment section and tried to fool you all by kind of being in this chair because it's scuffed. It's a scuffed chair and I have to lean to this side in order to make myself a little bit more straighter because if I sit normally, I'm at an angle. Because it's a broken chair. Please send money, I need a new chair. The topic I want to bring to the table is something that has been discussed over the last 2 weeks, and I know that in the last Marvel Contest Champions News Weekend, I invited you to have an opinion on whether or not you feel that the numbers are there. Yes, the finances are obviously there. If you've seen some of the video that Seaton put out and looking at the financials, those financial information is available. That's one thing, but also the general feeling of positivity towards the game. Now, something I want to get to. I want to feel more positive about the game and kind of just feel that some of the content is more positive light because there is a lot of negative at the moment. So that's kind of like my apology to you all for not having more positive aspects towards the game because it is a good game. It's just a case that we're very passionate about it, especially when it comes to different new content, requirements, those kind of things. And people have put together this here, which is a list of things of improvements or areas of improvements they'd like to see. I think that's a good topic for this week's Marvel Contest Champions News Weekend. And to pick up next week is, how do you feel or what do you feel needs to be addressed in order to allow yourself personally, for your own game experience, a more positive look on the game? What will make you happy? A lot of people have said that there's lag issues, and that is one of the key reasons. A lot of the other things stem down to crystal drop rates, and I think that's a good point. As people get to end game, their end game part in the game, they're like going, right, well, I need to get myself some decent champions to get through that more difficult content, and that may be the reason that they want those better drop rates. But like I said, I'll open it up to the comment section for your personal thoughts on what improves your personal aspects of the game. The next thing and next topic to really discuss is the statement, the incredibly bold statement that Kabam put out that 5 stars and 6 stars are more obtainable nowadays from content than ever before. And this is something that is widely disagreed by the community. And obviously at times it does feel that maybe Kabam need to understand the listing side of things, listen to their consumers, listen to their player base. As people that pay money into the game, and you know, I'm not shy of like saying that I have put money into the game in order to further progress my roster. At times it has felt that what do I really get back from that? In some cases going like, hey, I've been able to get through content quicker. Yes, that's number one. Number two, have I allowed myself to improve my roster? This year, yes. If you asked that question back in 2015 and I then said, right, well, in the future, there's going to be 6 stars, and at the time there was only 4 stars in the game, spending £99 for 4 stars. Nowadays, you go, oh, not really worth it and devalued. And yeah, I think we all understand that games devalue, especially as higher and stronger champions or higher and stronger characters are put into this game, any other game. So therefore, it happens and I should just deal with it, of course. But you do have to consider that, right, well, if I put in £1,000 into my game progression this year against putting it in 4 years ago, then you would go, I would have been able to make more progression. And especially considering the fact that the big push seems with Kabam to push you towards Cavalier Crystals, getting that Cavalier status, and also the more difficult content, it does make you kind of go, that statement is true to a degree. But how much does it cost you as a player from your time as well as your general spend of the game? A good friend of the channel as well as a kind of semi-retired, I don't know if he's now fully retired, YouTuber as well as a player of the game, Arnie2, who we absolutely love and rate. Some great stuff he put together for an Alliance Wars diversity tool and other things that he's done for the community. He's a great guy. He put together a post, this one in particular here. He's put it on the Reddit because he tried to put it into the forum discussion and it just got closed, which is kind of sad because then this is obviously an opinion and sometimes it does feel that some of the opinions are being silenced. I was trying to pick up a few stories that I'd seen over the week, but for whatever reason they were closed. And yes, okay, so some of it Kabam would say this harms us as a business and what we want to do. But do bear in mind there's a two-way street with listening and talking. And if I get myself to New York Comic Con, I'm not here to kiss asses. I'm not here to kind of, you know, brown nose at all. I want to get down to the root of things. and there's going to be discussions that need to be had. Now we've come to the point of looking back on last week's Marvel Contest Champions News weekend and having a look on your opinions on things, as well as the topic, which was, do you think that less people are playing the game now, and especially based on the things that happened in the last month and how Command maybe have not addressed those things. So let's have a look at what you wanted to say, or what you've said on it. So, Very Scouse Mike, love that name by the way. I honestly can't think of a month that has been worse than this one. Bugs, poor compensation, still an overly hard event quest despite nerf. In regards to this forums, most gamers keep away due to the amount of toxicity. And that's, again, a good point and something that I did raise in that video, that maybe people are off-putted by that particular aspect. And we've done that before, where we found people that have like said things that are, incredibly negative, which is then, it makes people sad. Like, look, at the end of the day, sometimes when I see comments at times, I'm just like, I don't want to get into a fiery row with people. I do read it, I take it in, but obviously I'm a human as well. I make mistakes, some editing decisions as well. So yeah, I admit Command make mistakes, but there's a lot more they can do. I'm not a professional company with multi-billion or multi-million in the bank and the ability to give out free things to people. Sam Hobbs says, loading times right now on the NVIDIA gaming tablet are atrocious. That's a shame, because I really would hope for that would be a lot better. Especially we were talking about the Razer phone as well recently. The game runs awful on a device made for mobile games. I literally prove they don't even care over 50% of the player base. Yes, so that's another thing as well. And people's experience towards this, and I was considering back in the day getting an NVIDIA gaming device, because I thought that's meant to be the place to go, that device to use, but it's not the case. I am considering some other devices in the future. And Single says, Single Assassin says, sorry, I can't read it, obviously. Regarding the January 2018 event, we finally fixed all the bugs. Oh wait. The event when we need fixed again, the 2019 one, damn it, sorry, community soon will fix the bugs for the May 2019 events. Yeah, it does feel at times that I don't get it. I really don't get it with consistency in the game, and sometimes you feel that it should be a case of they should be more consistent with a game of this caliber, something that I've said in the past. Twisted talks about the Save the Bathroom, says I used a rank 2 5-star cap to 100% event quest. Epic Master one, it was nerfed. Cap has best ability. So that's the thing. If you're looking to go against that, that's indeed the thing. Going back to a point that Jordan made, like, I missed the vanquishing blows also, and as far as how active people seem to be, I had recently taken a 6-month break from the game due to feeling it was all about spending. So much content is geared towards making sure you almost have to spend unless you have certain champs. So since I've been back, I've decided to become fully free to play and now enjoying the game more. And that's the thing that Kabam need to take like heed of this. Like, I mean, I spend from time to time, and it's only been that unit deal that I've gone like, do you know what, Kabam, you had it locked. You put that deal out and then you scuff up with decisions that you made with champ requirements. So they get it right, then they get it wrong. It depends really on what they think is right and against what the player base is giving that feedback. And look, we're the consumers, and we should really have the voice to kind of go, we got this say, how do you do that? And there's like, I know other games people don't get a say, but let's face it, like if they're not making bad decisions, I think that's the point. So thank you very much to everybody that that dropped a question. And obviously the question for this week is about the previous story. What do you think can be improved for what you want to do in game? So is it like you want to see improvements to Alliance Wars rewards? You want to see improvements to rewards in general? Drop rates? What would Kabam need to do to help you feel really happy and positive about the game? Answer in the comment section below. We'll pick it up in next week's Marvel Contest Champions News weekend. And welcome to the meme review with Frank, who's in the corner for some reason. And obviously we've got here I Am Patriot and Venompool duking it out, and Klaus is there just like smoking a bong like, yeah, it's in the bag. Obviously for those that have watched Avengers Endgame and obviously Husky Thor, whatever you want to describe him, people have gone like dad bod Thor. You don't need abs to be worthy. Shout out to Avengers Infinity War. I saw 14,605 futures. How many did anyone but Colossus win the buff? None. He wins every time. Fire farts. after having spicy curry. Ah, that's like a chicken jalfrezi, that is. That's some spicy shiz. I don't know, guys. I think the memes this week haven't really been that spicy. Hopefully they pick up next week, but they've been a little bit kind of meh. Maybe I should get involved with doing some memes. So, yeah, Frank, you gonna say goodbye to everybody before we go into this next news story about Caban Mike being sassy? I don't think he gives a damn. On to our final bit of discussion, and that is poison immunity for, you guessed it. No, you didn't guess it. Ghost Rider. So it's been an ongoing discussion and a little bit of a meme for a long time about the reasons that Ghost Rider isn't incinerate immune, which has left a lot of players a little bit disappointed, and some others kind of questioning a lot of other decisions Caban make with immunities. But the fact is, poison immunity now seems to be a thing. Yeah, who'd have thunk it? And everybody's weighing in. They're talking about the ideas like, okay, we need poison to run through your veins, so therefore would poison in your blood. So therefore, because it has no bleed immunity, that therefore would it really transpire to be some sort of poison? And the same thing could be said for a character like Groot, but you know, you're talking about things like, well, trees can be polluted. They could get some sort of poisons of some kind. As we've seen a lot of, I think it was the Norwegian virus in trees. Also, you have to consider things like, well, would termites be something like that? And it could be a theoretical type poison. Don't know where people kind of lie on that kind of thought process, but it is a case that people have a thought about this. It seems to be like it's kind of arisen in very recently, but it used to be an old post on the subject, which is kind of weird. And at this point where everybody's kind of like sassing one another, there's a bit of kind of like people going, oh, I'm right, no, I'm right. A wild Caban Mike appears. Because on the topic of realism, it's like, okay, so the attack was made at Caban Mike, and like, this is a different mic. This is not a mic of about a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This is late 2018, early 2019 Mike, who is more sassier than the old Mike. He don't take no shit no more. So the people that give it to him, he gives back. And he's like, obviously questioning on the fact of realism. So he kind of said, well, you're talking about a skeleton that's filling out a pair of jeans. So it's like, well, don't talk to me about realism. You know what I mean? I don't know if he does that in the Caban office. Mike, when I meet you, I'll ask you, are you in the Caban office kind of like, oh, I've got a witty rejoinder. Girlfriend, I just sassed this girl. I assume that's what you're doing, but I want to find out. And obviously, talking about the subject of realism, we got a clap back that basically says, like, you've got a profile pic with a chair with a hat on, or with an effing hat. I'm going to swear, you know, we're trying to keep things a little bit clean. But the fact is, the next point is then from Mike. Going like, hey, well, good point. But the fact is the chair poison immune? Ooh, sassy bitch. In any case, that has been your Marvel Contest of Champions news weekend. Thank you very much for dropping on by to this edition. And I'll see you hopefully in a live stream on Monday. Don't be scared, Frank. Basically, I won't be streaming on Saturday and Sunday, as every day it takes hours for my voice to kind of like get itself together. And it's only in the later part of the day. So I want to spend 2 days not talking quite so much and bulk up my content. You okay? Right, okay, I'm putting him back downstairs. Thanks very much. Bye-bye from me and Frank. Make sure to follow Frank on Instagram. Links in the description. I should catch you in the next one. Bye-bye for now. Hello.